Hey guys, today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious low carb and keto ground beef stroganoff, and we're going to serve it with zucchini noodles or cauliflower rice. I'll show you how to do both. You can find this recipe on my blog, jenniferbands.com. So we are making this delicious ground beef keto recipe. It is ground beef stroganoff, and I've already started, well, my ground beef is cooked. I've got it all cooked in this pot, so I'm going to pull it out of the pot and set it aside so we can start cooking the onions and the mushrooms. Try and get it all out of there. We've still got some fat from the ground beef in there, and that's what we're going to cook the onions in. Okay, I can set that aside, and we're going in with the onions. I'm going to tell you a secret. If you are short on time and you want to cook faster, make stuff for dinner, go to the freezer section and buy already diced onions. You're welcome. So we're going to cook these, and they cook so much faster. You don't have to dice them up and cry. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, because you always want to season as you cook. So anyway, these cook a lot faster. You don't have to dice them up, and it just makes your life so much easier. Okay, while my onions are getting translucent, I'm going to finish dicing up these mushrooms to add to our pan. We've got 8 ounces of baby Bella mushrooms, and these are really good. You can find them at most grocery stores. Well, that's a big one. I'll cut up this big one. You could also use, the little button mushrooms. But we want to cut them up. These were some big mushrooms, so they'll cook and get flavorful in our stroganoff. Okay, our onions are looking good. We're going to let these cook a little bit longer. You don't want them to get brown. You just want them to release their moisture and get nice and soft. Some other ingredients that I buy already diced is garlic, because who likes chopping garlic? I don't like chopping garlic. I don't like chopping onions, and I don't like ricing cauliflower. So I buy the already riced cauliflower in the freezer section. And I'm going to try not to get anything on my white shirt. I'm not wearing an apron, and I just know I'm going to get something on this shirt. Okay, our onions are good, and now we can add in our mushrooms and start to cook those down. Throw them in the pot, and a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And cook them up. These shouldn't take long at all. And while our mushrooms are getting soft, I'm going to add in the seasonings. We've got garlic powder, and this is oregano, dried oregano, and dried thyme, and smoked paprika. I very, very, very rarely buy fresh herbs from the produce department. Dried gives you just as good a flavor as fresh. If a recipe calls for fresh, you probably just, if you want to use dry, just use like half the amount. I'm sorry, yeah, that's right, half the amount that the recipe calls for. So let's our mushrooms get cooked. So for this beef stroganoff, ground beef stroganoff, I'm going to show you 2 ways to serve it to keep it keto and low carb friendly. I'm going to use cauliflower rice, and I'm also going to show you how to make the zucchini noodles that look like the the egg noodles that you usually serve stroganoff with. I'm going to use a spiralizer to make those noodles. Our mushrooms are looking delicious. They are really smelling good. You should really smell this. You should make this. Then you can smell it. All of these herbs, they smell so good. Okay, our mushrooms are ready. So now we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce. I guess that's how you say it. And we're going to add our ground beef back to the pan. And we're going to add in some beef broth. Okay, now we need to let this simmer for like 15 minutes, and you really want to do this and not rush this because it's going to really make your ground beef more tender and delicious and flavorful, and all of the spices and seasonings are going to get into the ground beef, just like with, if you're making a tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce. So we're going to let this simmer. Okay, I've removed it from the heat. We got it nice and simmered down, and everything looks good. And so now we're just going to add in the final ingredient, and that is the sour cream. So we'll give this a stir, and it will be all ready. Now, how good does that look? Okay, so let's work on our sides. I've already, me, shortcuts. Here's the cauliflower rice that I microwaved. It's a steam bag. And then I season it with salt and pepper. But we're also going to I want to show you how to use a spiralizer to make the zucchini noodles, but make them like the noodles that you would serve with stroganoff. Can't think. So here's our zucchini. Got a little cutting board. And I'm going to just make sure you chop it off pretty even. Chop off the ends. And then we are going to put our zucchini in the center there, and then put this and get it attached up. And when you seal this, you gotta really push down so it has nice suction, and then it won't come off. So which way do we go here? And I'm using a wide noodle blade. And I think I have this thing backwards. I've got it backwards. Let me turn it. But I want you guys to see. I'm gonna do it backwards so you can see. Okay, let me just do this. So here, it's the wide noodles. Looks just like the wide egg noodles. And if you really want it to look like the wide egg noodles, you can peel it first. And I meant to do that and I forgot. So, and to cook these, you just want to put them in a skillet, a hot skillet for a few minutes with a little bit of butter. And that's it. There's your zucchini noodles. And that's all that's left. So that is great. I prefer to have it peeled. And I forgot. So move this. But I want to use, for me, I'm going to use cauliflower rice. So I'm going to spoon some of this onto my cauliflower rice. And dinner is served. Guys, I hope you like this video. I love easy ground beef recipes, and I hope you do too. They're an easy weeknight meal that you can whip up in like 30 minutes, and then dinner is served. And I think that this would even be kid friendly. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Bye.